Hi, I'm back with another book recommendation. Now, I haven't read this in a while, but when I introduced myself, I talked about my favorite ever book, which is this The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. And it lives on my Kindle, and I think in England I still have a hard copy somewhere. This is my favorite book ever since I read it as, 11, 12-year-old girl. I grew up with horses. From the age of 4, was horse riding, and horse rode until I was like 18. I adored horses. They were my favorite animal for a long time, and I loved the idea of a water horse. These horses are very dangerous. They're not like come out of the sea being friends. They're like, they eat humans, they eat meat, they love blood. And I adored this book. I loved the thrill. I loved the romance. I loved the horses. I wanted a kopołówka. I feel that, I don't know if that's still how it's pronounced. I've got to find the pronunciation to make sure I got it right. Yeah, kopołówka and kopołówka. And it's like kopołówka is like the male stallion, and kopołówka is like the mare. And at first I remember calling it, like, because it's the way it's written, I was like, oh, kapołówki and kopołówki, and no, it's like this. So I remember the first time I read it, I mispronounced them so badly, and then I like read it again, and I was like, oh, there's a way to pronounce them here. So ever since then, I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was saying. I adore this book. I always wanted to have a kopołówka of my own, or a kapołówka of my own. Sorry, kopołówka. I always wanted one of my own, because I was like, these horses are like, they're big and strong and they're mean. But I would be the one to tame them, you know. We all have our main character moments. So I adored this book. And even now, I've read it maybe 4 or 5 times in my life. Every so often, I want to feel young again. I talk like I'm old. I'm like in my 20s. I'm 24, almost 25. I'm still young. But I'm like, I want to feel young again. So I read this book because I feel like each time I'm reading it for the first time, even though I know what happens by heart. I know exactly when things are going to happen. There are parts of this story where I'm like, this is still so amazing 12 years later of reading it, and I still feel like this 11-year-old girl reading the book for the first time. Each time my heart races at the parts of the romance, and I'm like, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna win the race? I know who wins the race. I know how the story ends. And what I love is that the ending is bittersweet. And you don't know what happens in the future. And from what I know, there isn't a second book. I wish there was, but I don't think it would ever do it justice. I think a second book, as much as I'd want one, and I would read it in a heartbeat, it wouldn't do it justice, I think. I have read Shiva, also by Maggie Stiefvater. I have Shiva Linga Forever Sinner on my Kindle, and I need to read them. Like, I read Shiva, and I was like, I'll buy the others and read them, and I never read them. That was like 3 years ago now. So, I need to read them. This book, I love it. I adore it. If you ever get the chance to read The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater, do. And what I also love is there's these cakes in it called November cakes, and they are like the most incredible sounding cake. And this genius right here, put the recipe in the book. Did 12-year-old me make them? Yes. Did the first time I make them take like 3 hours and my mom got annoyed? Yes. Did I make them a second time and they took like 1 hour this time? Yes. I adored November cakes when I made them. They're basically like even better than Chelsea buns kind of thing. Like, this is what they look like. I don't know why I'm doing it like my palm. This is what they look like. They are incredible. They are like 3 million calories, but when you're happy eating food, who cares about calories? I would eat a tray of them, And now I understand why people buy them in the book. Like, oh, to go to the setting, to go watch the races, to go enjoy and probably be scared of everything is incredible. And I love it. And I love the scene setting. And I love that the whole story takes place in like a week or like a month. I love it. I love it. Ah, I cannot recommend this book enough. So if you get the chance to read it. And Maggie Stiefvater is an incredible author. So 100% read her work. Like, I implore you. So if you can, enjoy. If you've read this, let me know what you think. If you've ever made the November cakes, how did yours turn out? I might have to make them again at some point. I might have to reread this again at some point because I'm getting nostalgia just talking about it. So, do you also get nostalgia? So, let me know what you've been reading. Tell me your favourite book, because this is my favourite book, so tell me your favourite book and why it's your favourite book and how long it's been your favourite book for and all of that jazz, because it's incredible. I will talk to you soon. Enjoy reading.